You know, I love Belial are words I thought I'd never hear myself say. And then I read My Funny Demon Valentine, and here we are. Strange. Let's talk about it. I'm a local hippie. And today, like I mentioned, we're talking about My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Asher or Asher. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But I'll put it on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Just getting straight into things. I rated this one 4.5 stars. I had so much fun with this book. It's crazy. I had some reservations about reading this because I'm Christian and I just am just like, okay. And the way I reconciled that is that it's fiction. It's not real. These are fake characters, um, completely from the author's imagination, as most copyright statements tell you in the first place. And so, you know, this is what human beings do. You know what I mean? So I got rid of that discomfort very quickly and continued reading. And I'm so glad that I did. This book was super fast paced. If you're looking for something, if like you're coming out of a reading slump or you're trying to come out of a reading slump and you want to read something that's going to be fast, something that is going to be like go, 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 and it makes sense and it's going to get you out of your reading slump, then this is one of those books. I'm talking after page 30, it just went up from there. And it was no come down, no slow down. It was no crazy, especially with all of this demon lore, angel lore, things of that nature. Like there's no info dumping here, and the information that is shared is information that you want to know so that you can understand these characters better. And the way that Aurora wrote these demons was just so engaging because it's like they want to escape hell. Because from what all of us know about hell, it's a place of torment. It's dark. It's horrific. And they want to get away from that. They don't want to be demonic anymore, even though they can't admit that they're becoming less and less demonic with all the time that they spend on on earth. But it's not just that. They have to do particular things in order to become less demonic, for lack of a better term. They have to do artistic things, which is beautiful, which is a theme that I thought was really beautiful. It's like the more you create, the more not human you become, because they can never become humans, but the less demonic they become is the general gist of what happens to them. And I didn't think that I would feel for these characters. It's not just Ava and Ashmedai that I feel for. I feel for Ashmedai's brothers, all of them. Like each of them have their own distinct personalities and their own interest, and they're explored through the book. And I don't know how she did it, how she made it so that each brother got a distinct personality and we got to spend time with each of them, because it's told in third, but we get the perspective of pretty much every major character in the book. And through that, we get to know them and we get to see what's going on in their head, which is really cool when you're writing a romance, especially that's over 300 pages. This isn't much over 300 pages, but you get the point. And she did it so well. And I just, while I was reading it, I just wanted to keep reading it, keep reading it, keep reading it. And when I wasn't reading it, I wanted to get back to it and read it some more. So all that to say, if you're looking for a fast-paced book, and if you like romance, if you like paranormal romance, and if you haven't yet, I would say give My Funny Demon Valentine a go, because it was surprisingly delightful. Now, the synopsis of the story is basically Eva. She's a young woman living in Montreal. She is a musician. She does gigs for work. where she DJs and where she plays music at these clubs. And this is where she meets Ashmedai. Ashmedai and his brothers, they come to this club to hang out one night. And the thing about Ashmedai is that he's meant to be, or he was, the demon prince of lust. And he was caught by an angel early in his life for transgressions that I won't speak about because I don't want to give spoilers. But he was cursed at the end of that transgression, or as a result of that transgression, he was cursed with a sort of colorless existence. Anybody who would be a potential partner to him, it's not that they can't see him, it's not that he's invisible, but they have absolutely no interest in him when they look at him. They look at him and they kind of glaze over, like the way you would if you were staring at blank, at a blank, like, wall or something, or a blank canvas or something. That's how they look at him. And but for some reason, oh, and he also can't see colors. So he's colorblind basically. He sees in black and white. But he sees her on stage. Immediately he's drawn to her. And she can see him, which is like, okay, wait, no, you can see me? And they end up being very interested in each other and clicking and having chemistry very early on, and thus ensues a paranormal romance and an adventure basically, because there's a lot going on in Ashmedai's world, especially since he and his brothers had escaped hell. um, and they're not supposed to do that, so there's a hunter looking for them. And that's the general synopsis of the book. Is Ashmedai and his brothers are trying to figure out how they can stay on Earth as long as possible without being caught by this hunter, while Ashmedai is falling in love and and uh, feeling feelings that he's never felt before towards Eva. And Eva is also discovering things about herself that she never knew and that were hidden from her entire life. I guessed at the very beginning of the novel that she was special, and that was why, like, you'd have to be crazy not to guess that there's something special about her, and that's why she could see Ashmedai, even though she was incredibly attracted to him. But it definitely, and I mentioned this in my vlog that I'm going to put up after this, that because it's a paranormal romance, there are many things that she could be, or many things that she could be half of, that could attribute to her ability to see Ashmedai. And so I knew there was something special about her, and I guessed there was something special about her, and I guessed that the special thing about her had to do with her father's lineage, based off of things that I got from the story, but I didn't know it was going to be what it was. So I guessed that there was a twist, but I couldn't guess exactly what it was. So even that was just so thrilling, because with paranormal romance, there's just so many lores and so many different avenues that a writer could explore in what they want to make their characters in this story. And I had a lot of fun, and this is the first time I'm ever gonna like go through and finish a series, because I want to read every single one of these books. The next book is about the hunter who was tracking, for lack of wanting to continually say hunting. So the hunter who is tracking Ashmedai and his brothers, he has a book. Although I really wanted to have a Belial book, which goes back to my intro. I really want a Belial book because Belial deserves romance. Belial deserves love. And it seems to me that every brother is going to get a book except Belial. And I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be like a special, like, newsletter kind of book for this author that she shares on her newsletter, or that people that join her Patreon will get. But like, I would join her Patreon just to get access to that book, because I want a book about Belial. Like, of course, I am so excited to read the hunter's book. His nickname is Mist. I do not know how to pronounce his full name, so I will call him Mist. His book is book number 2, and I'm excited for that because this author, Aurora Asher, she has a way she has this way about her writing where she writes these men who are extremely powerful, extremely old, but also extremely disarming and extremely adorable, even though every other sentence is, I'm going to rip your throat out of your neck. And it's like, what? And I have that feeling for each of these brothers for different reasons. And it's like, how did you do that, ma'am? How did you do that? You know, some authors just know how to write characters, and she is one of them. So I think I'm going to finish this series. I'm not going to read the second book quite yet because I have another book that I want to read and I want to try to read it before the end of the month. That is, or those are my thoughts on My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Asher. It is such a good book, and it was on Kindle Unlimited. It was free. This is why I love Kindle Unlimited, and I will stand on that hill and stand on that hill until infinity, because yeah, a lot of Kindle Unlimited books are misses, but a lot of them are super fun and super entertaining. I'm not saying that they're masterpieces, but they're very fun to read and super entertaining. And if you're having a hard time getting through books, if you're in a slump, if you haven't read in a long time, I think a book like this could totally bring you out of a slump. And with that being said, I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good evening. And most importantly, I hope you read a good book. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.